right. So today I want to talk about a topic that I think it's really good because I experienced this topic this weekend. Basically, standing in line, me and my wife, we were celebrating our 22nd year anniversary. Went out to get this little spot to eat, and it was a person in front of us that I didn't know that were standing in line as well. So the lady that was serving the food asked, "Hey, are you guys next?" And I said, "Yeah." And the person turned around and like, "No, we are." So there was this communication that happened. I could have responded in a different way. I could have reacted or I could have responded. So this is what I want to talk about today is conversation, responding or reacting in a conversation. And I think what goes on in our mind, and I know this was a simple example, but when you're in a relationship with somebody, what makes you want to just react? The thing that makes you want to react, be surprised what I think they are versus what you think they are. Or maybe when you start to connect with somebody, you may want to remember these things. So first of all, what does reaction produce? I want to look at what does my reaction actually produce? What happens to me when I'm reacting? Well, one of the things about your reaction is feeding something and it's communicating something. It's communicating, it's trying to edify something. Every person that reacts or connects with you, whether it be in an argument or in our conversation, they're trying to convince you of something. And when you're reacting versus responding, you take a little bit more time to think through things. But when you're just reacting out of anger, you literally are doing a few things. Number one, you're creating an identification that is false. You know how it is when you argue with somebody or you say something you didn't mean. So that wasn't just like, that wasn't me. That wasn't, that, I didn't mean this. Well, because of your false identity that you might be carrying around, I'm not good enough, people don't hear me. All those identity that you may carry around since you were very young shows up maybe when you're not heard, maybe when you're into an argument, and then it triggers you back to want to fight. And when you're fighting, you literally are putting out this false identity of yours. And the person that you're fighting with, meaning arguing with, they're also trying to sell you their false identity. So both of you are actually communicating, trying to sell each other a false identity. And that identity could be, I'm not heard, I'm not enough, I'm not important, I'm not worthy, I'm not honorable, I'm not respectable. Especially when you go off the hand, like you're not respecting yourself or you're not respecting the other person. Both of you are wearing a label that now is communicate with each other. 93% of communication is nonverbal, 7% is words. So that means that you're verbalizing something without your mouth moving. Your tone of voice, your attitude, and everything you're communicating is really not truly you. Because you didn't take the time to respond. You didn't take the time, you just reacted. So what does it actually get you to? Disconnection, regret, resentment is a feeder. You get to feed the other person's ego when you're disconnecting, when you're resenting, and when you're disrespectful. You get to feed the other person's ego. It's a back and forth feeding of egos. And if you ever seen people road raging, that's a feeding of egos right there. Where I come from, with my background, when I was running around really angry when I was younger with the wrong crowd, I was feeding my fears and I was feeding my ego. And that doesn't just go away. It could be connecting to somebody you love. You could start to feed your fear and feed your ego. Why? Because you're afraid. You're afraid that you're not going to be heard. You're afraid that you're not going to be honored. And those feelings are not new. They've been with you for a very long time. You're not just looking when you're having a fight, someone to confirm that. So what I do, there's three things that you want to do. Number one, return the invitation to dysfunction. Whenever somebody wants to kind of engage with your ego or engage with your fear or engage with your insecurity or engage with like, I can't believe they're disrespecting me, I want you to not take on that invitation. I want you to return the invitation to the sender. I want you to return that. Do not take that. When you have the wrong mail, you put back return to sender, right? So return the dysfunction, return that attitude, meaning not that you're fighting back, you're putting some boundaries. I don't have to react. I could respond and not react. The second thing is you want to send the opposite of what the person is. You know, a lot of times what I think about is like, wow, that person must be really hurting. They really want to confirm their dysfunctional identity. They really want to confirm that. They want to confirm that they're not good enough. They want to confirm because what I want to do, how I want to respond to this person is basically what they want their labels to become. Not consciously, but subconscious. So I get to maybe respond with love, respond with patience, respond with honor, you know? and without assuming that everybody is out to get me. Now, remember the first one, you return to sender. That means boundaries. That means some people out there want to hurt you. Some people out there want to dishonor you. Returning to sender is when you do not have to give, you don't have to be in this space with them. You could remove yourself from that situation. But the thing to do though is also give love. Pray for them, whatever, forgive them, walk away, but wish them well, because there's a law of reaping and sowing. Because whatever you give to somebody, whatever you put out to somebody, you're going to get that back. So I like to just walk away and say, man, this person must have had a bad day. Something was going on. So everybody has a story. I'm not saying that it's okay for them to treat you the way they're treating you, but just understand that everybody has a story, and everybody requires at least a little bit of grace before you just judge them and throw them out, right? By doing that, what you do is you're confirming your true identity. Your true identity is honorable, respectful, important, heard. Those are your true identity. That's truly who you are, and the way you're giving, that's your true identity. So when you start to give from that place of love, authentic self, and when you start to actually respond versus react, maybe ask the right questions, don't assume. When you get to that point, I think you're going to start operating with truly who you are, and you're going to discover truly who you are, because the opposite is just confirming your false identity. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. Please comment and share. Put discovering right there on the comment if you want me to reach out to you, and I could have a quick 15-minute conversation with you, and then we could see what's going on with you. Thank you for being a part of it. Comment. If anything you got out of this, please do comment. Thank you. Okay, you have a great day, and I will talk to you next time.